am live. Here I am live, and I'm looking fabulous. I'm on my way to bed, but I made the group earlier today, and I hadn't had a chance to put it up. I'm really tired, you all. I just drove back in from Chicago, and I've been doing all kinds of things here, trying to get the room together and trying to redo some things. I bought a whole bunch of wonderful jewelry for you guys, and some other stuff. Went and bought some candles. I don't know what's going on with Indio, though. Pardon me. I went there, Pilsen, in Chicago, and they had red candles, green candles. Those were the only plain 7-day candles they had, and very few of the other ones. But I make my own labels now, so I wasn't trying to buy like Orisha candles or anything like that. I make my own labels with my own spells, because in those traditions, a lot of the times, people don't set lights like that for Orisha, but a lot of people don't know that. It just depends. Hey, everybody. I just wanted to very quickly, I'm sitting here in my dining room. I'm so tired, y'all. Tell you all that the first church, the first African church of Ancestor Veneration was actually something that was brought to me. The message was brought to me by several people, one of them being Daisy Latifa October. She wrote a very long post in her group, Witches Brew, about Ancestor Veneration. But before that, the very year before, I saw a friend of mine I hadn't seen in 30 years. We went to the same church, Christian, very different Christian church, the Worldwide Church of God, when we were young. And her name is Mayat M. Makaru. I hope I got your name right, sister. Formerly known as Kim. And I hadn't seen her in 30 years. We went to lunch, and one of the things that she pointed out to me was that we have ancestors, African ancestors, definitely my Haitian ancestors. As a Buddhist, I'm going to call on my highly elevated ancestors, and we're calling them Mawalawa. But we have ancestors here that have not died in vain. We have Harriet Tubman, we have Ida B. Wells, we have Martin Luther King, we have Malcolm X, we have Medgar Evers, we have Marcus Garvey. We have a history of people of color. If I hadn't said Frederick Douglass, I meant to. Miss Jane Pittman. Man, and now we've got Gwendolyn Brooks and Maya Angelou and Charles Chestnut, and people like Vashti and Chester Lewis, who were very pivotal in the struggle. Can't even talk, it's so late. But in any case, that's an energy. Those are ancestors. Their spirits don't die either. They're alive and they're well. We need to find out as much as we can about them, so that we can teach our children about them, so we can learn what their mental focus was that helped them to accomplish the things that they did for our people. Also, as far as social justice is concerned, we have these people to call on. These are the pioneers of social justice. So it is my hope, and I don't know about the word church. We might change that to temple. It depends. I'm working on getting a council of elders together. And there's a few other people. I've called on a few, and almost everybody has accepted the call. And I appreciate it, because these are people who are very vocal in this community. But, there is a song by Tracy Chapman, and I have to go and find out the title. But one of the lyrics is, she's talking about the ancestors, and she's talking about, closets so full of bones they won't close, and people whose hands are blood stained with the blood of our people. And I'm going to find that song, because it's going to be a church hymn, okay? Our own ancestors are hungry ghosts. Closets so full of bones, they won't close. That is the lyrics to that song. If you all haven't listened to Tracy Chapman since Fast Car, you're missing some real deep shit. You need to be listening to Crossroads, because those songs are on that album. There's a song for Nelson Mandela. There's a song about being overly materialistic. You all need to check out Tracy Chapman's Crossroads and everything else she's sung since Fast Car, because that sister, yes, Material World, and that song is just, we've gotten too materialistic with a lot of things, even with our spirituality. You know, some of these things we don't even need, but we like them and we want them. But I really want us to start taking care of the graves of our ancestors. I want us to make sure that ancestors who have fought for our freedom have been properly venerated, properly honored. There should be gatherings and rituals on the days of their birth as well as the anniversaries of their death. There should be ways that we go about using them in our work and our petitions. You know, I'm not Catholic. I look at these highly elevated ancestors as my saints, you know, like right up under my law, my ancestors. These people are real life human beings that are elevated to the level in which they should be venerated. Because one of the things about ancestor veneration is if you don't speak your ancestors' names constantly, if you don't have their names on your lips, who will? How will they be remembered? See, what's happening is a lot of our kids, despite a lot of our best efforts, have no idea what these people have done. Now, I'm going to tell you, our schools suck. I was in college before I knew that Egypt was in Africa. But I promise you, I knew who Harriet Tubman was. I knew who Miss Jane Pittman was. I knew who Frederick Douglass was, because my grandparents taught me about being black in America. They didn't teach me much about Africa because they didn't know. But now we have the opportunity to learn about not only our African spirits, our Lawa, our Orisha, you know, spirits older than our existence, most certainly, probably existence itself. They started existence. So we have those spirits, but those ancestors, and people always say, what if I don't have an ancestor that I want to or can worship? I'm sorry, because of the fact that we came from a very specific area of Africa, West Africa, a lot of us are related in one way or another. And so I definitely feel very comfortable calling on these ancestors. So we're going to work together. I'm not going to do this by myself. We're a community. I'm asking people who I honor, I respect, and who have been in the spiritual community for years. I've watched their conduct. I've watched the way they carry themselves and the respect that others have for them, to lead all of us into becoming closer to the people who have given their lives so that we could live. So that's all. People keep hitting me up, so I figured, let me make a Facebook Live video. Let me explain what we're trying to do here. I'm talking about Juneteenth gatherings. I'm talking about real, like, outdoors experiences. I'm about visiting their graves. I'm about public education, group ritual, all of that. And we're going to find our way to do this. But I really, the people who have asked to be elders, I really appreciate the fact that you're really willing to jump on board, and we'll be having a web conference this week. I'm also going to be posting sometime this week. Hopefully, don't stick me to this. The schedule for the 6-week playing card divination class. So, because people keep asking for it. So I'm going to figure out 2 hours a week to sit down and tell you all what I know about playing card divination. And there will be a book. There's 2 books. There's one that's going to be mandatory, and there's one that's going to be recommended for advanced study after the course. Because then there will be an advanced class in this really very deep playing card divination system that I found, and it's mind-blowing. But I'm still trying to work out all of that because it's very complicated, and there's a lot to do with astrology. But I know my phone's about to die, and I feel like I am too. So you all be blessed, stay black, be beautiful, and I will talk to you all later this week.